Next one. What is the value of x less than 360 degrees that will satisfy the following equation? Ooh, this one's tricky. Yes, sir.
Could you use the Casio solve function?
You could. That's very possible. You could just plug in the equation and hit solve. Or we could look at this. Imagine that the sign is some other variable. Let's say u is the sine of x. Then would that be u squared plus 4u plus 3? Kind of looks a little bit like a polynomial, right? So let's try that out. Give me a moment. What's that? Something like that. Yeah. Or let u or let a, whatever. Yeah, let's let u. So let's let u equal the sine of x. So it's kind of u substitution without the integral. So right? What's that?
There's so many ways to do these math problems.
Yeah, just comes with practice and the quickest way you can. All right, so what can we do with this? What's that?
Quadratic.
Well, we could do the quadratic, or we could factor it by saying it's u plus 1, u plus 3. Sound good? Now, so would this yield u is minus 1 and u is minus 3? Sound good? Now, u was not the original variable. It was sine of x. All right. I want to look at this one over here. Sine of x is negative 3. What's going on with that? When does the sine of x equal negative 3? Never. It never does. Because, let's go back to the graph, right? Graph looks something about like this. Right? This is pi, 2 pi. So you've already figured it out, right? That it's 270. Because this one, well, that's fine. And honestly, you're making a very good point that... Because it's flipped off, because it's repetitive. There's an infinite number of solutions technically, but where it's asking for less than 360 within the choices, there's really only one.
Negative 90 is less than 360.
But negative 90 isn't a choice. So first off, this one makes no sense. So I'll say invalid. And I'll say for this one, only at x equals 3 pi over 2, or 270 degrees. But if you are that strong with your calculator that you can just knock it out, that's fine. But this is one of those questions where it's really dangerous, or it's really easy to just say, oh, it's B. It's B. No. That's a good question. Remember the magnitude of the sine of x. It only goes from plus 1 to minus 1. The amplitude of that wave only goes from plus and minus 1. There is no quantity where the sine of x equals negative 3. That's a good point to make.
It would be like negative 3 pi. And that would be like...
Well, that you're talking about the x would be...
It'd have to be 3 sine of x.
Yeah. You'd have to adjust the sign, adjust the magnitude by 3. The amplitude of that wave. Remember, if you put a 3 inside the sine function, it changes the frequency. So,
Like it would be
this is good stuff, right? Good stuff. Any questions?
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. Click below and subscribe.